fucked up.
Yo, what's going on, people? I don't know why the fuck my shit is all fucked up today. Oh well, we'll work with that. I guess I forgot to fucking change the perspective here. I don't know why it fucked with my camera. There we go. For some reason, it fucked that. What's going on, Kaiju Kitty? So this is officially the DFW recap. I made a bit of a mushy post on Instagram, but I did mean everything that I said in the post. Because last year I went to DFW and I didn't know anyone there except for Allende, so one person. Um, I had just gotten back into the idea of doing YouTube again after a year break, a year long mental break, I guess. And just mentally, I was in a different space when I went to DFW last year. And so here we are a year later. Um, Much better mental space. Had a great time. Had some funny moments happen. Had some memorable moments happen. Got some really good deals on some figs. The swap meet was great. Shane was screaming about clones the whole time, like a snake oil salesman. I think is what Hobby had said, a snake oil salesman. Um, and yeah, so I can't show everything that I got because I already put a majority of that stuff on the shelf. But between the show and our little trip to Dallas Vintage Toys on Saturday, it was pretty good. So in terms of the show, I ended up getting 5 Alley Vipers. Two of them were in box. 3 of them were in bags. I mostly bought a lot of bagged figures because they were really cheap. Um, so I got those. I got 2 Cobra Bats, and then I got one at the show, or at Dallas Vintage Toys, excuse me. Um, I got a Dreadnought Ripper for $25 in the box, which was really good. That was on Friday. Um, I got one of the head packs from Valaverse, so I was able to replace one of the Steel Brigade heads from the Zolocon one, which I still have to do. I also have 2 headless Steel Brigades from Zolocon that I have to put new heads on. Um, because I don't really like the vac metal heads, so I wrapped them up and I gave them to Gonzo to take home with him because he wanted them. And then from the Valid booth, I didn't buy that much. I bought one of the Crimson Shadow initiatives, which are really cool. They have that like really cool red and black um, kind of color scheme with the camo, and they have the night vision goggles, which are really cool. I was gonna buy 2 more on Sunday, but they had completely sold out of about 95 to 96% of everything that they brought. So they didn't have much left, which sucks for me, but it's good for Bobby because Bobby made quite a bit of money this weekend. Um, so hopefully he comes back next year and does it again with the newer stuff. Um, and then in terms of trades, I got from Abi, I got 2 Zolocon Steel Brigades and a pink Steel Brigade in exchange for 2 Stormtroopers. Jesus, 2 Swarm Troopers and a Swarm Horde from PowerCon. Um, Woody, I traded him a a set of Cobra officers, and I got a Night Op Senshi that was already open. So I'm working on fixing up myself. So I already have the articulated icons, katanas. So I need to do some work. I need to repaint the mask and do a couple different things to switch that up. But um, there was that, and then he traded me a mail away Pandora, so then I could do my Harley Quinn kit bash. And I picked up my head sculpts painted by Mikey, and he did a beautiful job on this Harley Quinn. She looks gorgeous. Um, so I'm very happy, and I have some ideas of some stuff that I also need painted. But it is kind of funny that both versions of Pandora I used for two different things. So the Rhode Island Comic Con one I used for Katana, and then this one I used for Harley. So pretty funny how that works out. Um, so there was that. And then Jay Gonzo, had traded me a Night Op Senshi for my Valver Scarab. So what I went and did was I wanted the crest, and I also wanted the night vision goggles at the same time. So I chopped up the crest and I glued the night vision goggles in there so he can flip down the night vision goggles so you can have both. So I need to get a balaclava head for him because that paint just isn't working for me. The weird like Oni paint is weird, and you can still see his mouth in there. So it's the same thing with the regular Senshi. I have to get a balaclava head for him because I don't really like the like mouth being shown for it. Uh, Plus, my head is kind of fucked up on my Senshi, so. Uh, so there was that. And then, of course, this morning I showed all the zombie vipers that I got for 5 apiece. I also got the 30th anniversary Lifeline almost complete. He's pretty good. All his joints are still really tight. And then, of course, his little briefcase can flip out. And he has the Ivy bag and the pads in there. So there's that. The only thing, like I said, he's missing is his sidearm. That's supposed to go there. His little oxygen tube. It's supposed to go in there, and he's missing his rifle, but he has everything else. And then I got Moneybags Destro, who is only missing 2 things. He's missing his briefcase with the money in it, and he's missing his sidearm, which isn't bad. I could just get one off Marauders. But the shine on the head sculpt is phenomenal. It's like as if you just take it out of the package. So it's pretty good. Oh no, he does have his pistol. Oh shit, I didn't even realize that. So he does have his pistol. He has his pistol. So I didn't even notice that. So all he's missing is his briefcase with all the money in it. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, and the ammo belt that's supposed to go there, but I just got one off Marauders. It's fine. So yeah, you know, I I saw a couple people ask, you know, was there anything you weren't expecting to pick up that you ended up picking up, and that was 3 3/4 inch, because I've been out of 3 3/4 inch for a while, but every time I see these little zombie vipers for a good price, I always try to pick them up. So that's what happened last year. I picked up one at the swap meet. I picked up five plus Lifeline plus Destro. So next year at the swap meet, if I see more zombie vipers, I will buy more zombie vipers. So um, I am the Woody Triple Two of zombie vipers. So yeah, and then of course I was given some stuff throughout the weekend um, that I would like to talk about before we get into my picture slideshows. Um, so on uh, Friday, I met up with the one, the only Maximilian Tucker, and he had given me two of his DFW 2025 exclusive stickers. No one cares about your subs. So I got that. Um, and then I met V. Connolly and his wonderful wife, Samantha, Blue Serendipity. And on Saturday, he had gifted me this very awesome. Oh, I thought that. Oh, okay. He had gifted me this awesome Fellowship of the Dollies DFW 2025 patch, which I'm very honored to be gifted such a very cool uh, item. Um, Abby had gifted me a Figure Fight Club sticker when I saw him at the in the lobby on Friday, and then I went up to his hotel room and we did our trade. And then on Saturday, I was gifted a Shilly. I was gifted a Shilly Sing sticker, which is pretty cool. Um, and then in terms of the stuff that was in our grab bags for DFW, I got a call sign longbow bottle opener, which the shit is aluminum, which is nice. A GI Joe Elite Cotswold collectibles, which these guys sell. They sell the Joy Toy stuff and the World Peacekeeper stuff. So there was that. Um, there was a Chicken Fried Toy sticker in there, which was cool. Vintage 3D Joe sticker. Um, a couple of those. Got a Valver sticker when I bought my stuff. And Max got one too when he bought his Vanguard on Friday. And then I got this business card from the one of the gentlemen that was doing the diorama workshop, which I did the two. I did the photography and the diorama workshop, and I got one of his business cards, which was cool. And I actually met a friend, and we became acquainted. Excuse me, acquainted at the diorama class, which his name is Toy Vision on Instagram. Really nice guy. Usually is he told me he was a 1/6 collector and he was getting into 1/12 scale stuff. Which is cool. And Shelly doesn't like me because I throw out bath pieces I don't need. Yo, what's up, Roughshod? Hopefully you and Mr. Virgil are doing okay. Miss Virgo cool are doing okay. So you guys had a lot of fun at Joe Fest, and Woody Woody and Shane will be there next year, and I believe Jay Gonzo will be at Joe Fest next year, so you'll have fun with them. So yeah, and then I also bought, which you saw this morning, I bought technically four of the Mark II design weapons packs, and then Shane traded me one for a Taskmaster that he wanted. Which I painted those this morning. So I did like a jungle camo on this one. It's kind of hard to see on here. Lighting's not that great, but I did paint jungle camo on this. So, and then I just did a concoction that I wanted to try for this one, and I painted the little dot, the red, for the sights on that. So I just wanted to see, because a couple people asked me at DFW if you could just take them out the box and paint them, and you can. So I am going to be reviewing one of those. I know that I'm working on a review for the Valverse weapons pack, Juliet. So I am going to still do that. It's just, I figured since I was painting these, I'd rather do that as a review and then show that you could actually paint those. And we got Shane, which did an excellent job on the members spotlight yesterday for Figure Fight Club. So since we got a couple people in here, I will go ahead and I will start the slideshow here, which I don't have that many pictures. I had to steal some pictures from some people. So we are going to go ahead and start this. And then if anyone who's in the slideshow misses it, they can catch the replay. So these are some pictures that I took with one Maximilian Tucker, one of the co-hosts of Figure Fight Club. Absolute gem of a person. He had gifted me a little Cobra ferret that was at a Lego, which I have. I still haven't built it, but when I do, I will put it on my shelf. I think so this picture on the left was from Friday when we were at the hotel. He he told me to go over there and take a picture with them. And then Saturday, this was from I think this was right after I think it was right after, or it was before the swap meet, which was really fun. And then this was when Abby had gotten there, I think on Friday. So there's Abby, there's me, and there's Eddie, aka BX Medic, and his friend Ray that came down for DFW, all the way from New York. So that was fun. They didn't get here until like 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, or no, on Friday. On Friday at 5 o'clock in the morning. Ray slept about like 30 minutes. Eddie didn't sleep until Friday night, so the man was dragging it. But they were awesome. Eddie was kind enough, and he spotted me for our late brunch on Saturday before we went to Dallas Vintage Toys, which was cool. And then finally, Ninja got his picture. It was a year in the making, but he finally got his picture. He wanted a picture of my backpack for some reason, so there you go. There's a height difference too. So Ninja could technically hide behind me if he wanted to. So yeah, so he wanted a picture of my backpack. And then finally I got a picture with Erica and Jasmine, the Find My Figures ladies, which is fun. And then this was Sunday before BX and his friend Ray had to fly out back to um, New York. So we got one last picture. So you got Shane, you got Woody with no hat and a white shirt and some shorts. Those are not upside down pineapple shorts. I want that to be known. In case anyone asks, those are not upside down pineapples on Woody shorts. Then you got Jay Gonzo, which is this is the first time. And I also want to say Jay Gonzo was on my stream first before anyone else. So that was on the Big Brother After Dark stream, which was fun. It was fun. It was unhinged, but it was fun. So yeah, there was those pictures. So I had a few pictures. I had to steal a couple, but they were fun. Yeah, it was a fun weekend. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it next year. I know some of us aren't going to be there next year, but I'm looking forward to it. I owe Rollkeeper a picture because I didn't get a picture with Dan this weekend. So Dan, I owe you a picture. So bother me next year at DFW for a picture, please. And then we'll get into the Valorverse stuff because the panel was fun. Oh, you know what? Hang on a minute. I do have something that I do have something. I'm gonna go grab it real quick because this to me is what I consider a gem now in my collection. Yeah, I got the Zombie Vipers. I got Moneybags Destro. I got the 30th Lifeline. I got Ripper. I got Alley Vipers and stuff. But this right here, I will cherish with me until my last breath. So give me just 1 second. Okay. So this roll of paper is what I would consider my grill from this weekend. And you're probably wondering, Alpha, why would you consider this roll of paper your grill? Well, let me explain. So in 1986, Hasbro had released the second biggest G.I. Joe vehicle ever next to the USS Flag, and it was called the Defiant. And I've always wanted this vehicle. I know it's older than me, but I've always wanted this vehicle because as a kid, I've always had a fascination with space and spaceships and NASA and astronauts. And I probably will never own the actual Defiant, but the fact that not only did I get to meet Dave Kunitz, who designed the Defiant, but I got him to design this, which is a schematics of the prototype of the Defiant, and it is signed. Oh, signed on this side. It's signed. I don't know if you can see that. Is signed by Dave Kunitz. So while Woody was meeting the man that designed one of his favorite Joe vehicles, which was the Mad Dog, I snuck away from them and met Dave Kunitz and got to talk to him about the Defiant, and he was kind enough to show me a picture of him working on the prototype of the Defiant from 1986, which was very awesome. Um, and so he was kind enough to sign this for me, so I will be getting this framed, and I will be moving some stuff around here, and I will have this displayed on my desk, above my desk here with all my art. So um, that to me was my grill of everything. I mean, besides meeting everyone else, but that to me was awesome. Um, and then I went and had the Valverse panel. Then we went to the Valverse panel and we got to see all the cool stuff. But um, it was pretty cool to get to talk to Dave Kunitz. Um, and I'm sure to him it was pretty cool to have someone who is significantly younger than the people who had the product that he made. Appreciate the art and detail that went into that. So I'm gonna use the Find My Figures here for the panel because I took some pictures. But yes, we know Shane. And then I know you slept through the panel there. Um so this isn't in like any order. This isn't in any order. This is just we're going with it. We're going with the flow of what's going on here. So this is the big uh item that Duarte Studios got to work on, which that was also cool getting to meet Duarte. Um, so that was pretty cool to get to meet him in person. I did our sit down and then he noticed me and then we had to talk for a little bit. So it was cool. But this is basically going to be like a modular, I don't know. I don't know if you would call it a playset, but it will be uh, a modular area where you can switch stuff out. Like it'll come with the weapons racks, the tables, those crates back there, the gun locker, the dummy right there that you could put armor and stuff on. That was not from Valaverse. So and it'll come with that seat and everything. Everything looks a little rough because it's 3D printed right now. So as they get to do it through the factory, it'll get to the stage where it'll look a lot more polished and it'll have paint and stuff like that. But the fact that you'll be able to put all your magazines in there and your grenades you could put in the drawers, and you'll be able to fit all your stuff there, and it'll come with hooks as well so you can hook your weapons on the top there. um you'll be able to put your vests and your uh your gun belts and the helmet on that little figure, and you'll be able to pop the skull off and you'll be able to put it on other figures if you want to. um but he also said that you'll be able to, those hooks for the weapons, you'll be able to actually take um you'll be able to take head sculpts of figures and you'll be able to hang them on the wall, I guess, as like kill trophies or something like that if you wanted to. Um, and he had also mentioned that you'll be able to hang the weapons from uh, any of them that have the magazines, the removable magazines like this. Honey Badger, for example, has the removable magazine. Well, the those hooks, you'll be able to just tab it into there and you can hang it like that instead of hanging it on each hook. You can just hang it from that one hook. So he's been working on this for a while, so I can't wait to see this come out. It's something I've been personally waiting for because the only other person or the only other company I can think of that is doing something like this is Tech with Little Armory. And that stuff is not only expensive, but it's very underscaled to 1/12. It says 1/12 on the box, but really it's more in scale with Figma. Um, they're Figma Little Armory girls instead of something like a standard 6-inch figure. It'll look too small. So it'll be nice that we'll actually have stuff like this to work with. Um, the Shadow Vanguard, which I know some people are probably like, well, that's stupid. Why would you buy a Vanguard again, even though it's just in black? I think it should have always been in black. Black should have been one of the first colors that the Vanguard came out in instead of that gray because it just, I don't know, it looks meaner in this black color. Take the armored pieces off from the Mauler or the Hall kit. Um, it just looks cleaner. Like you could use that with Night Force. You could use it with the Night Ops figures. I like it. I have a gray one on the way. It should be here on Saturday, but I'm going to be buying this one too, so I could use it with my Spec Ops team that I'm working on here. But it looks good. He said that it'll be cheaper, so um, I would imagine that this kit is going to be separate from this, so it'll probably just be 125 for the Shadow Vanguard. Um, because he found a factory that can make them for a little bit cheaper. So that's why the cost dropped from 150 to 125. And then we have this raft, which looks excellent. I can't wait for this. I was talking to Gonzo whenever I think I was talking to Gonzo yesterday, and I told him that I think this would look great with the recon divers. So those 60th anniversary divers that were showing up at Ross and they're still on sale on Amazon. Eat a couple of them and you put them in here, they'll look great. The fact that it has this water effect, which I've heard a couple of people say they don't like the water effect. I like it. I like it for the Fortnite boat. I think it works. That way you don't just have a boat just sitting on your shelf. It looks like it's actually in motion. So I kind of like the fact that he's taking that with the Fortnite boat and he's adding it to this. So then if you just want it to sit on your shelf and you don't want to take it outside and put it in the water and stuff like that, you can just have it look like it's in motion. So I like it. It could fit 4 people. It has that grenade launcher on the front, which is cool. So then we get into the black, which was funny because when Woody had noticed that he had put some teasers in the case of stuff that was going to be shown at the panel, and there was a character that was Vane, but the word "the" is so small it looked like Black Vein, and Woody was like, "Black Vein? The fuck kind of name is Black Vein? Is that like it's like a porn it's like a porn star name?" He thought it was like it's just gonna be like a dildo or something like that. And I fucked with Woody. I was like, Woody, imagine that this fucking guy, the if it was the Black Vein and he was actually black. And we just laughed at it because it would have been stupid, but it ended up being something actually really cool. So these are like so you have the swarm, and you have the Crimson Shadows, and you have Action Force, and they fight on the ground, on land, and then these guys, the Black, control the seas, which is really cool. So they're like rogue navy, which is kind of cool. And Blackbeard is the leader, which is really cool. And he has all these pins, all these navy medals, all on his vest here, and he has four different of these smaller um, handguns, which are cool. Just like the actual Blackbeard, he had four flintlocks. So kind of cool. He has this really nice knife with some really nice paint. He's got that machete. He's got a sawed off, which I can't tell if that's that new break action that's going to be in the weapons pack, or if that's a new, or if that's a new sculpt. But pretty cool. He's going to have that extra head sculpt with the bandana with the skull on it, which is cool. Then you have Vane, which this is actually based off an actor from the show Black Sails, and he signed a deal with Valaverse, so his character that he played in the show will actually be reincarnated here. But pretty cool. He comes with that like insurgent wrapped up head, but it's cool. He looks like he's gonna come with like a harpoon gun, and he comes with this AR, which is cool. And then where's that picture of the where's that picture of? And then these are going to be the soldiers. So those are going to be the army builders. These guys here, which are called the Corsairs. So they're going to have four different head sculpts. So it'll be a variant, so you won't know which one you get. It could be this one right here that has the balaclava with the glasses. It could be just one without the glasses. Then you have the one there that has like the black kind of camo paint underneath, and then you have the one that I like, which is the headset mic with the balaclava with the glasses, which if you know that that's Ghost from Modern Warfare 2, the OG Modern Warfare 2. So that's pretty cool that he kind of snuck that in there, because I know Bobby wanted to do Call of Duty figures, but he couldn't get the license. They gave it to Jazzverse, and that ended up being a complete disaster. So yeah, and then this is New Jersey Toy Con, I think, in November. This is going to be their exclusive, this Day of the Dead Sidewinder, which I can't praise enough. I think this is awesome. I'm excited for it. Day of the Dead always lands on my birthday every year, so I've had an attachment to the holiday. And the backstory and the lore and the history of Day of the Dead is really interesting. That for a whole week they celebrate their loved ones that have passed on, and the fact that their loved ones come back for one day, which is on Day of the Dead, and so they leave offerings out for them, and they set up ofrendos, which have offerings of their favorite stuff that they enjoyed when they were living. It's cool. And I also love sugar skulls too, because of the fact. So it's really cool. He's gonna have 3 different variants. So these are the 2 other variants that you can get. So you won't know until you buy one and open the box. but they all look really cool. I like all three of the head sculpts. The fact that they got my man over here packing a set of Mac 10s is crazy. But it's cool. Like it looks cool in the box too. Um, and the box is really cool because it has sugar skulls engraved on the package, which is cool. Um, so Rule Keeper is going to keep an eye out for me on this. Uh, and I'm gonna get one signed by Bobby next year at DFW. I want him to sign one because that's too cool. And then this is a what was this? I can't remember what convention. This is whatever the next convention is. I think this is supposed to be it. So maybe this one I think is New Jersey Comic Con, and then the next one is Legion's Con. I think is what that Sidewinder is going to be. But this is pretty cool. This is a updated version of the Dorkside exclusive that they had. That's a pretty rare figure to get, but I like it. There's some variation. I think it's reusing the backpack from the Steel Brigade, the Zolocon Steel Brigade. The vest is new, which I like this new vest. They're still using that Maxim 9, which I guess it's staying at this point. The AR looks good. I could see this being used a lot with if you're trying to kit bash a lot of COD characters. This kind of camo would be really good. And then this is going to be the variant that has the Steel Brigade head with the camouflage on it, which I think looks really good. And then this is a closer look at the Corsair, which I think this is that Mark II. I think this is a Mark II design weapon that I actually got in. I think for all of us that bought the weapon set this weekend at DFW, I think this is that weapon that's in there. I think this is one of them. But I like the Frogman patch on there. Looks cool. Lieutenant Hyun, I can't wait for her. She's gonna look really cool with the Garrison and with my Bone Collector I got last year. So she looks cool. I'm glad that they're finally putting her out. This guy I can't wait for. Jester. He's got all these knives. He's got the shoddy. He's got this like World War II tanker helmet with the goggles. And then there's these three new troop builders, which look good. I can't wait for this gray one. They all look really good. I might pick up a couple of each just to keep. Just because you never know when a custom is going to come along and you need that body, and then it'll be sold out. And then they're deciding whether or not they're going to put this soft goods cloak with Blackbeard. I think they should. I think it would look cool, but it might up the cost a little bit. Then they showed the weapons packs. They showed the rocket launcher, which this will be out in November. And then they showed the new backpacks, which I've been wanting some new backpacks because trying to find the old backpack set is really expensive. You can't find it for a good price. This weapon set right here, I'm going to be definitely getting a couple of. I told Roll Keeper. I think I told Shane. I told Woody I'm getting a couple of these because all these look fantastic. The fact that they did variations of the Remington makes me happy too. And that is the new break action that they showed last year at DFW. This one's okay. I kind of like the red and black though for the honey badger. It looks cool. But yeah, it looks cool. The rocket launcher is awesome. The fact that it comes in that case too, fantastic. Usually you see usually something like that from Gridiron would cost you like $30, and it's just like one, like they have it for one weapon, and it's like I'd rather get it with the rocket launcher. And then they announced that there's a partnership with them with Ubisoft. Um, oh, Fortnite at 6. Oh wow, all these people pour it in. Geez, what's it called? Yeah, this guy. Hey, what's going on, Gabby? Black and red for which one? The for what the army builder for the black or for what for the garrison? I don't know. I might have missed something. I probably did miss something. What was it for? This guy? I don't know. Shane's gonna have to reiterate because I can't remember. It was a long weekend. Yeah. Was hoping for some new Valverse vehicle. They talked about that swarm vehicle. So he's taking his time on the swarm vehicle. I know Woody wants a couple of these. So hopefully by next DFW he'll have an actual like close to finished version of that because I know Woody wants that. Fortnite at 6. All right, I got you. Who is that chick? That is Lieutenant Hyun. She was supposed to be out, I think, during Series 3. I think they were supposed to put her out when Series 3 came out with Kill Switch and Pandora and Eclipse, and I think when Gemini came out, she was supposed to be out when they did the all-female wave, but I think he delayed her for some reason, and then they finally put her out in Series 6, which we were all told Series 6 was supposed to be all villains, and it ended up being a fucking lie because it wasn't all villains. It was like half of it was villains. There was like 2 characters that were villains. Jester and Lieutenant Hyun are the only 2 villains in the wave. I don't know who else is in that wave because we weren't told, but yeah, so it's only those 2. But she looks cool. She looks cool. I can't wait to put her with the Garrison Cavalry. It makes me wish I bought more of the reissued Garrison Cavalry when they came out. But yeah, so the rocket launcher and that stuff looks cool. But this made me so happy that they're making a Sam Fisher figure because I grew up playing Splinter Cell. I had Splinter Cell for the PlayStation 2, and that was such a fun game to play because you got to play Sam Fisher and you got to sneak around through tunnels and you got to use your suppressor pistol. It was cool. It was really cool. It was a fun time. So I'm sold on this, and I did ask at the panel if this partnership with Ubisoft, if the Sam Fisher does well, if he's going to expand on this, because I have been wanting Ghost Recon figures for so long. I think they work perfectly. Those designs work perfectly for Valveverse, and I think that if he does Rainbow Six Siege figures, if he does all the operators from Rainbow Six Siege, those will sell really well because there is a huge market for Rainbow Six Siege shit. like there are a lot of people that do the cosplays and they spend money in the game for the skins and shit. So he has a market. There is a market there for the shit. So I'm hoping that the Splinter Cell stuff sells good. Like that Sam Fisher sells good enough to where they can do that. So it makes me happy that like Sam Fisher is getting love because he doesn't get enough love. They showed this. I think he called it Fit Force. So it's like a whole gym set. So it comes with weights and the kick bag and those little weights. Um, there's like a little 20-pound weights. And then there's like athletic versions of Eclipse and Gemini and Kill Switch, which now for all of you that bitched about the head sculpt for where am I? For all of you that bitched about the head sculpt for Gemini, now you have this head sculpt for Gemini that you could replace it with. So now you have a better head sculpt for Gemini. I don't want to hear anyone else complaining that there's no head pack for Gemini or anything like that. So just buy this one and you'll be fine. And then you have a new head sculpt for Kill Switch, which I might switch out because I kind of like the fact that she's got the little braids here and they're all tied up. Um, but this is cool. You could use that for a diorama or something. If the price point is right, then I'm okay with it. Um, and then of course because of Ninja and the fact that Cammy has been like the best seller of the Jada stuff, they upgraded the articulation in certain areas of the body, so that should make Ninja happy. That'll probably make Gaines mad because I think he hated that articulation for Cammy. And then he's doing World War II figures, which I already saw there were a lot of people that were asking if he does German soldiers if they will have a specific logo on them, and he said he's not putting the logo on them, so you'll have to do that shit yourself. Not that I'm not sure why you would want that. Um, but the GIs, I will buy a couple of the GIs because there is definitely a market for World War II shit right now. Um, like when Marauders did their World War II stuff, that sold really well. So, I mean, there's potential here. They are going to have a new torso. So, this is going to have like a softer torso. So, it'll have the joint will be inside of here, but this area right here is going to be softer and it'll be connected to this. So, it won't look all weird. But so I mean, there's potential there. If he does like a Sherman tank, that would be cool. I don't think he will, but this is what I was talking about with the diorama setup potential here that you can put all this stuff. You can put all your handguns in these. You can put your knives. You can put the grenades in there. You have the weapons racks, the gun locker. You can put all your tack gear on that, and it'll look like this. I'll have all the weapons racks, all the racks here. So you'll be able to build on this, which is cool. So I'm happy for Duarte, man, because this is really cool. He does a lot of really good work when it comes to diorama stuff. So I'm glad that he's gotten enough recognition to where he's working with Valiverse. So hopefully that comes out and it sells really good because he was showing me all the pictures of the renders and stuff like that on his phone before he left on Sunday. So but yeah, overall, no complaints. No complaints from the Valve panel this year. I think they did good. Oh, a black and red Vanguard. Yeah. That would be good. Wait, I missed the Valiverse live stream. So Bobby got the Splinter Cell license Yes, he has a partnership with Ubisoft, and they're letting him do Sam Fisher for right now for the Action Force line. Um, and then if that sells well, they probably will expand on to the Tom Clancy stuff, and they'll do Ghost Recon. They'll probably do Rainbow Six. Which if they do like an Ella, I will buy that because I really like her design. And what was her other name? Um, what was her name? She has like desert colors. None of you are gonna know what I'm talking about, so I'll look that up. And while that's loading, I'll look. Um, Woody's excited about the rocket launcher. The case is cool. The army builders. Oh, the army builders are the rest of the wave. Oh God. Yeah, we partook in that um on Sunday before we all left. We were just outside, we were chilling outside, and then it got to about like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were like, oh shit, we gotta clean up before we leave, before we all go to sleep. Splinter Cell, yeah. Splinter Cell is fun. Yeah, tooling, new tooling. Just for the weights, I could do a bunch of silly pics of my kaiju figures. No, who the hell would put? Yeah, I don't think they'll do it. Yeah, the mannequin is cool. He said you could pop the skull head off and put that on there. Like I was making everything more swappable. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention that. I couldn't find a picture of. Oh, I guess they didn't post a picture of the. Damn it! I was hoping they would have posted a picture of that. Um, well, basically, Bobby is doing street humans, but better. And now from this figure, where the hell is it? From this Praetorian on, you can pop the arms off. So the arms will be swappable between Series 6. I think after Series 6 on, they'll be swappable. So you'll be able to have Valverse characters with like cybernetic arms, and you'll be able to get a lot more out of it. I have this because Woody wanted me to paint this jungle camo. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to start on that next week. And get that sent out to him so it can be back in his collection. Um, but yeah, it's cool. The Vestins, I forgot about that too. So he said that they're doing a new weapons tin, and it's going to be all vests, and you'll be able to buy some older vests. And let me see who. Holy shit, they added a lot more operators than I. Oh, Valkyrie, that was her name. All right, so let me Jesus, they got like a whole thing here. Good God. I didn't think I didn't think Siege expanded that much. Holy shit. I've never played it just because I don't like um the whole way that it plays out. Let me clear some stuff out here and see if I can at least show you what I mean with some of the Siege stuff. So like this is one of the characters. So like tell me that doesn't fit Valiverse. Like this look right here. This is like her main look. But that tell me that doesn't fit Valiverse. Tell me um Oh, for fuck's sake, they have so many of them now. He would have to make the more memorable, the more known characters like Caveria. He would have to make, but yeah, like tell me these don't fit Valaverse like Sledge, Thrasher, uh, Twitch, Blitz, let me see. Ella, this is the one that I want. I want Ella the most. Out of all of them, I want Ella the most. But yeah, I mean, these are like all the designs of all the operators from Siege, but it fits, man. Like I'm telling you, if he starts with the like big heavy hitter characters, then he could have something going. But like Valkyrie, I could see Caveria, I could see Ella would do really good if he made her, um, or Ela, um, Smoke, um, like Frost. A lot of these you could fit into whatever. Some of them gonna look stupid, but that's because they sell skins and shit for their weapons and stuff like that. But like Sledge, Dasher, Lion, uh, it's like a lot of these that could work for Rainbow. But anyway, yeah. So that's I wanted to what I wanted to show. Day of the Dead Jester. Okay, well, it wasn't Jester, Shane. It was Sidewinder that got the Day of the Dead paint there. Division 2 has some great designs. I could see them doing. Who were the three gym bunnies? Jesus. That was Kill Switch, Eclipse, and Gemini were the three. Let me see if I could pull that back up. Um, where is it? The gym bunnies. Those are gym rats. What are you talking about? The gym rats. They're in the gym. They're in the gym. They got their little tripod with their cell phone on it, and they're gym rats. You know, they're over there. They're trapping all these young folk into into getting on the muscle mommy trend. But yeah, so this is Eclipse, this is Gemini, this is Kill Switch. I don't know about that head sculpt for Eclipse. I think they did a better job with the previous Eclipse, but that's just me. But the this Gemini definitely got an upgrade compared to her other one. People weren't feeling the head sculpt. This Kill Switch is that's a good head sculpt too. But yeah, so mini gains will have some athletic women to be surrounded by, and he'll be able to get back in the gym. We're getting gym rat mini gains is becoming mini gym rat gains. Um, they it looks like they did for this one, but I don't think you'd be able to tell until I mean the head sculpt looks better, but we'll have to see once it gets closer to we'll have to see once it gets closer. But yeah, the other three gym bunny. um so I think we'll talk about the snowcat real quick, and then we'll wrap it up because we've been on here for about an hour. Um and I've been told that I'm needed on Fortnite at 6. So if not, Angelo is gonna scream at me in Italian. Uh, so obviously, a lot of us were pretty disappointed when we heard that the Snowcat was going to be the next HasLab until we saw the actual prototype of the HasLab, and I gotta say, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. It looks better than the one I had as a kid. It's got lights in it. The lights, I think, have a couple different settings. Um, the treads and the wheels have suspension, which is nice. They turned it into, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. They were like, "Arr, popping a wheelie like it's a Monster Jam truck or something." I don't know. Um, the cases on the side where the ski missiles are, those look good. Um, Missile looks good. The missile launcher. So it'll be a 2-in-1 now. So where you can have it as a troop carrier, or you could have it as just a regular snowcat. It has the tire swivel, which is nice. It has an ice cube tray, some cup holders, a stove. I don't know why the fuck you would need an ice tray when you're out in the Arctic, but you have the engine in there. You'll be able to swap out the windshield and the windshield wiper down there to have snow, which will look cool. You have frostbite. See, this is everything that the base snowcat is going to come with. And then at 10,000, we get the Arctic version of Lady J, which I like. I'm kind of disappointed that they chose to do this head sculpt for the HasLab when this should have been the head sculpt they used for the retro carded Lady J, since they gave us a cartoon Flint on the retro card. They gave us a cartoon CoverGirl on the retro card, but they did not give us a cartoon Lady J. I was talking to BX Medic, and I told them they will probably use this. They'll probably use this, or they'll retool this a little bit, and they'll put it on a retro card where she's in the cartoon, or she has a cartoon outfit, since they already have the backpack. Woody thinks disagreed with me, but I like the beanie with the mic. That's kind of cool. I could probably use that as a kit bash or something. Why they're giving all these GI Joe Starbucks cups, I have no fucking idea. That could have been used for something else. The backpack with the spears looks good. Those look extremely tiny, though. I remember the spears being the length being a little bit longer on those. She comes with a fishing pole, which is, I guess. She comes with this ice drill. At 12,000, you get the battle station, which this was what sold Woody on this. Comes with an axe, a shovel, a machete. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that a camera? What is that, a stove? Is that a camera? I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah, that's a camera. That's the biggest camera I've ever seen. You get some shot up fish. You get a campfire. You get a radio. You get this fucking thing that I have no idea what that is. You get this rocket launcher. You get a canteen, and you get the cot. And then at 14,000, you get Flint. He's got Lucy, the shotgun, the battle rifle, his handgun, the little retractable kebabs there. He's got his pan full of eggs. He's got his little coffee cup there. He's got the coffee pot, the hot dogs, and the beanie head sculpt. So $324.99. If you're not a Hasbro Pulse member, it is an extra $29 surcharge. So it'll be around $384 and change. If you're a Hasbro Pulse member, it'll just be that straight $324.99. So you are saving about $30 if you do Hasbro Pulse. which Woody told me not to do because I don't order enough from Pulse. So there's that. Then Mezco showed this armored vehicle off, the Rumbler. Probably going to be overpriced. You're probably just better off getting a Vanguard. I think it'll probably be cheaper. Um, but it's it's a thing. It's a thing. Um, and then I fucked up earlier. The infantry commando is the New Jersey, the Toy-Con New Jersey exclusive. So you'll have all these options here in terms of the helmet, and then this is the 10100, which buy yours before Woody buys them because he wants a chase. He's on the gold rush for the chase. So what's Lady J doing with that sausage? Oh my! Oh, there's okay. Well, there's stickers. She's just an Uggo. Can only make her look so good. It's a huge meh for me so far. Was this the first time they had a model on release show day? Probably. Really, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Flint and Lady J can go snowboarding. Smoking that sausage cheese, making Flint jelly. It's like the feast, or oh god, sausage on baby Flint's all over the snow cat. Jeez. The campfire missile launcher. Mezco looks a little janky, but has tons of extra lights, power winch. Oh, okay. Well, that was the DFW recap. Um, I'm sure I'm lurking in someone's video from DFW. My tall, lanky ass is probably contaminating someone's video and their experience of DFW. So it's all right. But yeah, it was a good show. It was a fun weekend. Can't complain. Got some good deals on some figs. Swap meet was fantastic. I made about I sold almost everything on my table, and I went in to DFW with I think $50 in cash, and I walked out of the swap meet on Saturday with about 220. So I did pretty good. Um, I did pretty good. Shane he sold 7 Black Series clone troopers at DFW. So he's proud of that. He bought an adventure team mobile command center, which he didn't know how he was going to get it home, but he bought it. But he Tetrised it in his luggage and he got it home. But overall, it was fun. It was fun. Woody and Shane and Gonzo are not doing DFW next year, but they'll come back in 27. So I'll see you boys in 2027. Roll Keeper, I'll see you next year. Max, I will see at DFW next year. Yeah, hopefully they'll have a lot of the stuff that they showed at the panel will be available because I need some more stuff to kit bash with. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it. Thank you to everyone who stopped by and let me reminisce on my time in DFW. Woody, it was an honor meeting you, sir. Shane, Gonzo, an honor meeting you. Oh, I forgot. We got these too. These are from Random Diorama. These DFW Joe 2025 little computers that he 3D printed, which are very cool. And there is a clip that Shane is going to be putting up of me arguing with Hector Rodriguez as well. So that'll be fun. We did that at about like 3 o'clock in the morning of me yelling at a tiny action figure. So yeah, that's it for me. I gotta go before I get yelled at by Angelo for not being on Fortnite at 6. They put up the dates, so May 29th through the 30th. If you can make it, awesome. If you can't, you got Joe Fest. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. And I am gonna work on a review for this since I painted some. I painted some this morning. So if you want to see me paint these little tiny weapons at like for almost 2.5 hours, it's up there. You can enjoy. Yeah, Joe Fest 2026. All right, I'm done before Angela comes in.